Hi there! In this lesson we'll learn more about the Supplier's Code of Conduct. The code serves as a cornerstone for establishing internal and external expectations. It lays down the framework for engagement with suppliers and other stakeholders in order to accomplish the company's goals for supply chain sustainability. For many businesses, a Supplier Code of Conduct is considered more as an affirmation of current expectations than as a new set of criteria, and as a logical extension of corporate value statements to apply to an increasingly significant area of the business. There are various international standards that should be studied and used as reference for creating Supplier Code of Conduct. During research, many businesses will discover that other businesses in their sector have already developed cooperative codes of behavior. By limiting the number of criteria of which suppliers must conform to, these codes aim to lighten their load. Additionally, they are meant to make it easier for corporations to create their own rules and speed up the process of conducting joint audits of suppliers. Still, there is a chance that joint codes won't address all of the global compact's problem areas of addressed particularly business problems. The joint codes might also have very low standards if they aren't recently revised. In this situation, enterprises should abide by the joint code, but be prepared to complement it with particular policies to handle those risks that have not been addressed. You can find the various topics and references to read before formulating your own code of conduct in the additional reading material. Let's dive into the important phases of developing a code of conduct. First, consult with relevant parties such as civil society, vendors and colleagues. Then, establish standards based on current international norms of conduct rather than creating new ones to avoid weakening international law and to avoid conflicting requirements for suppliers with numerous buyers. Key business executives from cross-functional teams should be involved in the code's creation and support. Speak with the cross-functional teams, especially supply chain management experts. Also, it is highly advised to take into account requiring suppliers to convey these expectations to their supply base in order to guarantee that they are followed throughout the entire supply chain. Where available, look to reliable outside textual or internet sources or contact the outside knowledge of acknowledged experts. State clearly what you expect from informed workplaces. Set expectations for grievance mechanisms clearly. The code of conduct should be a reflection of the procurement policy. A new code must be distributed throughout the supply chain, so that all professionals understand how the business plans to incorporate sustainability within procurement. Businesses frequently use a variety of strategies to inform a supplier about codes, but a well-known one is a customized one-time message. When the communication is delivered by the company's top executive, such as the CEO or chief procurement officers, it is frequently the most effective strategy. Make sure to include the code when contacting vendors for the first time. This is to avoid disappointments later. Businesses are displaying the code on their websites and incorporating it in their request for proposals quotation at the very beginning of new relationship with suppliers. This serves to educate potential suppliers about the significance of sustainability in their interactions with your organization. Now we're going to talk about how to incorporate the code into supplier contracts. Several businesses additionally decide to include their code of conduct into supplier agreements, or in certain circumstances, purchase orders. They do this by having their suppliers sign agreements pledging to abide by the standards outlined in the code. The next step is a review of the code during an official business meeting. The strength of the link between business's performance and sustainability will be shown by connecting the introduction of the code to an established business process and having supply chain management expert provide the facts. The next step is annual supplier acknowledgement of Supplier Code of Conduct. Suppliers can reaffirm their commitment to support consumer sustainability standards every year, either online or in writing. Now we'll see an industry example of RELX Group's business. RELX Group launched its socially responsible supplier program in 2003 to make sure suppliers adhere to the moral standards it has set for its own conduct. The group's Supplier Code of Conduct, which contains the principles of the United Nations Global Compact, serves as the foundation. Suppliers are required to sign the code and display it clearly in their offices. It also assists suppliers in spreading best practices throughout their own supply chain by requiring subcontractors to sign a written commitment to uphold the Supplier Code. RELX Group conducts an annual survey in which it requests suppliers to report their performance with regard to all aspects of the code and the principles. Information received through PREPS, a shared industry resource for paper sustainability, is added to this data to make it more complete. We hope that you will be able to develop your own code of conduct after this lesson. In the next lesson, we'll see how you can conduct audits yourself. I'll see you there.